Hi everyone, this is Lorraine and this is baby Felix. He is officially 1 week old and I'm going to do my baby 1 week update and mommy postpartum 1 week update. Say hi. Say hi, I'm Felix. Here, Felix. And I'm gonna try my best to give all of the information. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, post them below and I will answer them in next week's video. His middle name is James. I just like the name, how it sounded, Felix James. I don't want to go anything crazy with names. I want them to be names that are classic, but a little bit more obscure without being crazy. So that's my take on names. I just want things to be a little bit different, still real names, but just, you know, I just like that. So I've got Graham and Felix, and I'm very, very happy about that. He's never awake, so he's either eating or sleeping, so it's kind of amazing that I was able to get him on camera. Your brother has a lot of hair, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. And I love you three. And you too.
We love you too. He just woke up. He doesn't stay awake for very long. Very short periods of time, so this is pretty nice. Felix was born July 3rd, 2016. He weighed in at 8 pounds, 8 ounces. He was born 3 days prior to my due date. So I think if he made it as long as Graham did, he probably would have outweighed Graham because Graham was 5 days late. Graham was 8 pounds, 11 ounces. So he was a little bit less than Graham. Graham, I believe, was 21 inches or 21 and a half. I can't really remember for some reason, so I've got to go look back on that. But he was only 20 and a half inches. So he was, I think, a little bit shorter than Graham. He's pretty perfect in every way. I developed heartburn 10 weeks earlier with Felix than I did with Graham, and he has more hair than Graham. So the old wives' tale that the acid reflux is related to hair could possibly be true. It could possibly be true. He's just been such a good baby. All he does is eat and sleep. So he probably is going to want to eat again very, very soon. Breastfeeding him has come very naturally. I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. I did, with Graham, make sure when I was in the hospital though, to ask the nurses to help me continuously. And I asked every nurse that I came into contact with to help me breastfeed. That way I figured out which way worked best for me because everyone had different ways to hold the baby and everything. I apologize if you don't enjoy seeing someone breastfeed. I have a feeling if I want him in the videos, he's going to either be feeding. Yeah, because that's all he does is eat and sleep. But as I was saying, breastfeeding has been super easy with him. I think I just have really good nipples, maybe. I don't know. So far, so good. I will do a labor and delivery video, which I just feel like would be better if I do a whole other video on it. But basically, I had a very easy delivery and easy recovery with him, which I'm very grateful for. I had him in less than 6 hours when I actually went into labor. I started contractions that seemed, they all of a sudden started, and they progressed really, really quickly. They started at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I started timing them, and they were 7 minutes apart, and then they were 5 minutes apart, and then they were 2 minutes apart. So it went really, really quickly. I went to the hospital and got my epidural, which is the best thing ever. Because my contractions were extremely painful this go around. Anyone that went without epidural, hats off to you, because mine were really painful this go around. They weren't painful the last go around. And when I got to the hospital, I think it was already 5 centimeters dilated. And by the time the doctor came in and broke my water, I was already 10 centimeters dilated. And I just had the water that needed to be popped. Never had the urge to push, so they just told me to try, and I pushed for maybe 5 minutes at the very most, and he was out relatively painless. And I'll go into more detail about it. I'm just trying to give you like a rough thing. And I did have a tear, so I did get stitches, but I haven't had any pain whatsoever from this pregnancy. So I've been very, 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 very lucky. Last pregnancy, or last, I call it my pregnancy, but I'm not pregnant anymore. Last time that I gave birth, I was in so much pain, so sore, but this time it's been good. But he's just the ideal baby. I really cannot have gotten any luckier than yeah, I just can't, I couldn't have gotten any luckier. He's super easy. We've gone out a couple times, like to dinner and to lunch, and he just has slept the entire time in his car seat. So as far as sizing goes and everything, he wears all newborn clothing at this point, with the exception of a couple brands. He can wear their 0 to 3 month. I have a couple onesies that are by a company called Splendid, and he is in one of them right now, and it's 0 to 3 month, but they really run on the small side. And the Loved Baby onesies, I bought one newborn one, which looks so short. It's way shorter than any newborn clothing that I actually own, so it's actually for like a premature baby, I believe, or like a really tiny baby. But that I haven't even attempted to put on him. Their 0 to 3 month size fits so good for a newborn. So I've been really liking their onesies. I went online to go buy some more just plain white ones because I just like white on newborns, and they didn't have any white ones in stock, so that made me a little bit sad. I have 2 of them, so they're fine, but I'm like, I'd like 3 more of these because they're just so good. So those are my favorite right now. Newborn pants, definitely he needs to wear newborn pants. He's got skinny legs, a lot like Graham did. Diapers, newborn size diapers still. And then we were given Huggies diapers at the hospital, which seemed fine this time around. Huggies last time with Graham, I felt like they didn't go tight enough around his leg. So I didn't necessarily like them that much, but they seemed fine for the first couple days. We just used the rest of the ones that the hospital gave us. The nice thing about the Huggies ones is they have an umbilical cord cutout, so you don't have to worry about it rubbing against the umbilical cord. Now that we're home, we're using the Pampers Swaddlers Sensitive, and I like those even better. We just have to fold over the top of them so that they don't rub against his umbilical cord. And he is still in size newborn with that as well. Since the hospital, I've given him 1 bath. We have the 4 Moms tub, which I really like because it tells you whether the water is too hot or too cold, and so it lets you know when the water is just right for baby. And that gives me a nice peace of mind because I personally like my water really hot, so I don't know how to go like cool enough. I know now like what temperature to do it at for Graham, just like by feel, but I felt like maybe his water's still a little bit hot for the baby. So I really like that 4 Moms tub. I have to change his diaper. Doesn't really enjoy having his diaper changed. That's one thing that he doesn't really enjoy. He doesn't really enjoy being naked. So we didn't really do that much skin-to-skin contact. A lot of days with Graham in the morning and everything, I would do like a lot of skin-to-skin. He doesn't enjoy that, I don't know, he just doesn't enjoy being naked. So I keep him clothed the majority of the time. After you leave the hospital, you have a follow-up pediatrician appointment. So we went to his follow-up. Oh, well, first, when we were leaving the hospital, his last weight that he weighed in at was 7 pounds, 14 ounces. Baby's weight always goes down before you leave the hospital. So if they're born at 8'8", they're not going to be 8'8" when they leave. They're going to weigh less. That's just the way it is. So we left the hospital. He was 7 pounds, 14 ounces. But then by the time I had my pediatrician appointment for him, he was back up to weighing 8 pounds, 2.5 ounces. So they were really impressed with that, I think, because they end up going back to their birth weight at about 2.5 weeks old. So, or that's when they should be back up to their birth weight. So he was already 8'2". So we're doing pretty good. People keep asking me about his eye color. I'm pretty sure all babies are born with like this dark blue eye color. And his eyes have gotten progressively lighter over the week, but not anything crazy. So I believe that his eyes will continue to be either blue or green. Not 100% sure what color they'll be. I have pretty light, more bluish green eyes. My husband has more yellowish green eyes, and my son has that more yellowish green eye. So I'm excited to see what his eyes will turn out to be. And I hope that he keeps like this dark hair. I love it. I love the dark hair. Brian was born with, I think he was born bald. I'm pretty sure Brian was born bald. I was born with way more hair than this. So people keep saying, oh, he's got his daddy's dark hair. I was actually the one born with lots of hair. So I think that his hair will be a little bit thicker than Graham's. Graham has kind of thin hair like his daddy. But I don't know. I'm excited to see what will happen. But presently, he is perfect. I was a little worried about the love you feel for your next child when you love another one so much. And it's really weird that you just end up loving them both equally. It's really strange. When I was in the hospital, it was the first night that I was actually away from Graham. I've never spent the night away from Graham before, so it was really weird for me. He just ended up going home with my husband, and they stayed at home overnight, and then they would come to visit me at the hospital. The next morning when they came to visit me, Graham looked so huge. He wasn't the baby anymore. He just looked so huge. Like all of his hands looked so big, his feet looked so big, and I don't think he's changed in that like 24-hour period, but he's just so big now. It's amazing. Right now, I'm gonna see if I can do a video with Big Brother to see how he reacts to his baby. Tell him if you like being a big brother.
I like being a big brother, and this is my big brother.
Your little brother, right?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Felix.
What do you like about him?
His eyes.
What color are they?
Blue and green.
Well, they're just blue right now. They might be green later.
They will be green later.
Oh, okay. And what else do you like about him?
He's sweet.
Yeah. Do you
And
like?
he's tough.
Do you like having a little brother?
Yeah. Here's one.
This is his pacifier. He likes these Avent Soothies. You show what you picked out for him? What toy you picked out for him?
This bear.
What kind of bear is it?
You tell.
What kind?
You tell.
Me tell. You tell.
No, you tell.
Panda bear.
Panda bear.
Mm-hmm. Are you the best big brother ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at his butt.
Yeah. He hasn't. I had a lot of questions if there was any kind of jealousy issues or anything like that.
His butt.
In his butt. He's got a little tail on there. And there haven't been any jealousy issues as of yet. He's been just so thrilled to be a big brother. He's completely in awe. Okay, he's done filming, but I thought that I'd add that in there. If you have any specific questions for Graham, it's easier to do a video with him where he's actually being asked questions. I'm just so surprised the baby's actually awake during this video. He's been just a sleeping baby. So maybe finally next week I'll be like, he's much more awake baby, but right now he's just been sleeping a lot. I can't really think of anything else to say because literally all this baby does is eat and sleep, which is really good for me right now because we just moved into our house and I'm still unpacking. So I'm getting like a little bit done every day. I'm able to do my hair and my makeup every day. I feel really good. So I'm just really happy with everything that's going on. I don't feel like a slob. I just feel very, very thrilled to be able to feel like myself, to feel like both children are being taken care of and I'm not neglecting one over the other. Just everything is pretty phenomenal right now. So I am 1 week postpartum. I feel really good. I had a very, very easy birth this go around. I just remember last go around, I felt completely miserable. My whole body hurt. My hips hurt. Just everything hurt. This time I have felt basically no pain whatsoever. Even after I gave birth, I felt no pain whatsoever. So I didn't even really need any kind of pain reliever while I was in the hospital, but I just kind of took it just as a precautionary thing. They didn't prescribe me any kind of medication when I left the hospital, which I thought was so weird because last go around they prescribed me 2 different types of things. But I feel really, really good. So I've gotten lucky this time around, especially it's much easier this time, just because I have a toddler to watch and a newborn baby, and if I was in the amount of pain that I was last time, it would be rather difficult to watch both of them. At the hospital, they told me to take these 2 things, which are prenatal vitamins and ibuprofen, which is Advil, for pain. And I've kind of taken it just kind of a little bit, but not too regular or anything like that. And I have been taking prenatal vitamins. I decided to go for the gummy ones because they're really good. So I ended up getting those. I am still bleeding, not really heavy or anything, but I'm still bleeding. So I have my nice Always Infinity Flex Foam Heavy Flow pads, I guess. I don't like the ones with wings, so I get the ones without the wings. I haven't done anything as far as kind of tightening up my belly or anything like that, as far as a belly bandit or a wrap or anything like that. I think I'm gonna start using one this next week, but I haven't really been concerned about that. So I've just been kind of adjusting to having 2 children, which has been super easy adjustment since the baby has been so easy. The only things that I've had, I've tried to stay really hydrated because it seems like I'm extra thirsty all of the time, especially with breastfeeding. I can't have any dairy because I had a slice of pizza one night. I couldn't have any dairy with Graham either while I was breastfeeding, because I had a slice of pizza one night and the next day the baby was kind of fussy all day and he pooped several times and I could just tell that his stomach was bothering him. So I knew that I wasn't really supposed to eat dairy, but I just kind of tried that piece of pizza and it didn't go over so well. So that was the only day my baby has been fussy at all, is when I had cheese the night before. So I now just eliminate dairy from my diet, trying to drink lots of water because I feel like I need lots of water. When I'm breastfeeding, I feel sometimes a little bit nauseous. I don't know why, but I just start to feel a little bit nauseous, so I just need to stay hydrated and make sure I'm eating enough food and everything. I also forgot that when you start breastfeeding, it's not like, it's maybe only for a couple days, but you'll actually feel kind of contractions when you breastfeed the first couple times, just for some reason. So it feels a little bit painful as far as contraction wise. Haven't had any issues nipple wise or anything like that. And I haven't had any leakage either. So I bought all of these breast pads preparing my boobs for this extra amount of leakage like I had last go around, but my boobs must have regulated themselves from my previous time of breastfeeding, that now they just don't leak. So I'm getting the proper amount of milk and everything, but they're just not leaking, so that's been nice. I've kind of had the same kind of uniform for the last couple days, which I really like. It's basically a nursing tank top and black leggings. The leggings we sell in our store and I absolutely love them. They're not maternity or anything. I also have a pair from the company Blanky, which I really liked those ones as well. So I have 2 pairs of leggings that I've been wearing, kind of switching on and off. And tank tops I've been really liking are the one that I'm wearing, which is Rosy Pope. And the other ones are these ones, which are by Ingrid and Isabel. I ended up getting rid of all of my Target nursing tank tops because they just looked faded and outdated. So I have all of these newer ones, which I really like. And I think I'm gonna get rid of all of my boob ones too, because these ones are what I like. I like it just to be a little bit sexier, a little bit lower. A lot of the ones are a little bit too high or whatever, and I like them fitted really nicely. And these both fit very similar. The Rosy Pope ones are only $30 some, whereas the Ingrid and Isabel ones are $50. So same kind of, I feel like they are very comparable. The only difference is like the Rosy Pope has the gray, they don't have gray. And the Rosy Pope has nude, but the Ingrid and Isabel has white, and Rosy Pope doesn't have the white. So I really like white. White makes me happy, so yeah. So I guess that's kind of it for me. I will do a video, a labor and delivery video later, but I guess I'll show you my body now, just 1 week postpartum, doing absolutely nothing except breastfeeding. But that's it for now. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them below, and I will see you soon.